planet is vast, ancient, and still filled with places that challenge everything we think we know. Beyond the familiar maps and popular destinations, there exist islands shaped by isolation, danger, mystery, and time. Some are born from fire and ice, untouched by human footsteps. Others carry the scars of ambition, survival, and forgotten histories. These islands are not just beautiful landscapes, they are stories written in stone, ocean, and silence. From jungles ruled by deadly creatures, to abandoned lands frozen in time, to shores forever changed by human decisions, each island reveals a different face of Earth, wild, fragile, and unpredictable. This is a journey beyond comfort, a journey to the strangest islands on our planet, where nature and history collide. Far out in the Arabian Sea, isolated from the rest of the world for millions of years, lies Socotra Island, a place that feels less like Earth and more like another planet. Separated from mainland Africa over 20 million years ago, Socotra became a living laboratory of evolution, where nature followed its own strange and beautiful rules. More than 1/3 of the plant life found here exists nowhere else on Earth, making Socotra one of the most biologically unique islands ever discovered. The most iconic symbol of the island is the dragon blood tree, with its umbrella-shaped crown and red sap, once believed to hold magical and medicinal powers. Across the island, surreal rock formations, alien-looking plants, and vast limestone plateaus create landscapes unlike anything seen in the modern world. Socotra's coastline is just as dramatic, where towering cliffs meet crystal-clear turquoise waters, untouched by mass tourism or modern development. Even today, reaching Socotra remains difficult, preserving its raw beauty and fragile ecosystems from the outside world. Socotra Island is not just a destination, it is a reminder of how strange, powerful, and imaginative nature can be when left untouched by time. Rising from the sea off the coast of Nagasaki, Hashima Island appears like a massive concrete fortress drifting in isolation. Surrounded by high seawalls and endless ocean, the island feels cut off from both land and time. Once known as Gunkanjima, or Battleship Island, Hashima was one of the most densely populated places on Earth. At its peak, more than 5,000 people lived within its narrow walls, stacked in towering concrete apartment blocks. Beneath the island lay rich coal mines that powered Japan's rapid industrial growth in the early 20th century. Life here was harsh, crowded, and relentless, yet the island never slept. Families lived above the mines, while workers descended deep underground each day, carving coal from the earth below the sea. The sound of machinery, voices, and footsteps once echoed through every corridor and stairwell. But as coal lost its value and energy sources changed almost overnight, in 1974, Hashima was suddenly abandoned, leaving behind homes, schools, hospitals, and everyday objects frozen in time. Hashima Island is not just an abandoned place, it is a reminder of how quickly human civilization can rise and how easily it can disappear. Off the western coast of Myanmar lies Ramree Island, a place wrapped in dense mangrove forests, silent waterways, and dark legends. At first glance, it appears peaceful: flat land, shallow rivers, and endless green stretching toward the horizon. But beneath this calm surface hides one of the most dangerous natural environments on Earth. Ramree Island is home to vast mangrove swamps, where land and water blend into a maze of mud, roots, and shadows. These wetlands are among the largest habitats of saltwater crocodiles, the most aggressive and powerful crocodile species in the world. Here, they rule the waterways unseen, waiting just below the surface. At night, the island becomes eerily quiet, broken only by the sounds of insects, water movement, and distant animal calls. It is a place where survival depends on understanding nature and respecting its power. Ramree Island reminds us that some of the most beautiful landscapes on Earth can also be the most lethal. Here, nature does not forgive mistakes, and history still lingers in the shadows of the swamp. The vast emptiness of the Pacific Ocean, more than 3,000 kilometers from the nearest continent, lies Easter Island, known to its people as Rapa Nui. Isolated beyond imagination, this small island has puzzled the world for centuries. Scattered across the landscape stand nearly 1,000 massive stone statues called Moai, each one carved from volcanic rock, each one facing inland, watching silently over the land. No written records explain exactly how these enormous figures were created, moved, or raised. Some weigh more than 80 tons, transported across the island without modern machines or tools. For the people of Rapa Nui, the Moai were not merely statues. They represented ancestors, believed to hold spiritual power and protect the living. As forests disappeared and resources became scarce, the island's society began to change. What was once a thriving culture slowly faced isolation, environmental collapse, and internal conflict. The statues that once stood tall were left unfinished, toppled, or abandoned. Their silent presence became symbols of both human achievement and human limitation. Rapa Nui is not just an archaeological mystery. It is a powerful reminder of humanity's relationship with nature, belief, and survival, written in stone and guarded by silence. Off the coast of Brazil, hidden beneath thick Atlantic forest and surrounded by deep blue water, lies Snake Island, one of the most dangerous islands on Earth. Officially known as Ilha da Queimada Grande, this small island is strictly forbidden to the public. From a distance, it appears lush and peaceful, but on the ground, it is crawling with one of the highest concentrations of venomous snakes anywhere on the world. The island is home to the golden lancehead viper, a species found nowhere else on the planet. Its venom is incredibly potent, capable of killing prey within minutes. Scientists believe that thousands of snakes inhabit this isolated land, adapted over thousands of years to survive without natural predators. With limited food sources, their venom evolved to become faster and more deadly. Human access to Snake Island is restricted by the Brazilian government. Only researchers and military personnel are permitted to land, and even then under strict supervision. Local legends speak of fishermen who never returned and lighthouse keepers who vanished without a trace. Whether myth or reality, these stories have cemented the island's terrifying reputation. Despite its danger, Snake Island is a place of great scientific importance. It offers rare insight into evolution, isolation, and how life adapts under extreme conditions. Here, every step could be fatal. Snake Island stands as a chilling reminder that nature does not exist for human comfort, and some places are better left untouched. The remote waters of the South Atlantic Ocean lies Bouvet Island, the most isolated island on Earth. Owned by Norway, this frozen land sits thousands of kilometers away from any other civilization. Nearly the entire island is covered in glaciers and ice, with steep volcanic cliffs rising sharply from the ocean. Landing here is extremely difficult, and human presence is almost non-existent. There are no permanent inhabitants on Bouvet Island, no towns, no roads, no signs of human life, only ice, wind, and endless sea. The island was formed by volcanic activity, yet today it feels cold, silent, and completely untouched by the modern world. Storms surround it year-round, making access rare and dangerous. Despite its harsh conditions, Bouvet Island supports life in surprising ways. Seals rest along its icy shores, penguins gather on narrow coastal strips, and seabirds circle above the cliffs. Human visits are limited to occasional scientific expeditions. Each journey is carefully planned, knowing that rescue could be nearly impossible. In this extreme isolation, time seems to slow down. There is no sound of civilization, only the movement of ice and the roar of the ocean. Bouvet Island represents the edge of human reach, a place where nature exists entirely on its own terms, reminding us how small we are on this planet. In the heart of the Pacific Ocean lies Bikini Atoll, a place of stunning beauty and haunting history. From above, it looks like paradise: turquoise water, coral reefs, and endless blue stretching to the horizon. But beneath the surface lies one of the most powerful reminders of humanity's destructive potential. Between 1946 and 1958, Bikini Atoll became the site of nuclear testing unlike anything the world had ever seen. Dozens of atomic and hydrogen bombs were detonated here, reshaping the islands, the ocean floor, and the lives of the people who once called this place home. Entire communities were forced to leave, never able to safely return. The explosions left behind sunken warships, twisted metal, and craters beneath the sea. Over time, coral and marine life began to grow around these remains, creating an eerie underwater world. Radiation still lingers in the soil, making permanent human settlement impossible even today. The land remains beautiful but unsafe. Ironically, the absence of humans allowed nature to recover in unexpected ways. Fish populations increased, reefs flourished, and the ocean reclaimed its territory. Bikini Atoll stands as a silent monument to both destruction and resilience, a place where paradise and catastrophe exist side by side. It reminds us that our actions can reshape the planet forever, even in the most remote corners of the Earth. Across oceans and centuries, These islands stand apart from the world we know, isolated by distance, shaped by extreme forces, and marked by unforgettable stories. Some remind us of nature's raw power. Others reveal how fragile human civilization can be. From untouched wilderness to abandoned ruins, from silent statues to radioactive shores, each place tells a lesson without words. They show us that Earth is not just a home, it is a living system, capable of beauty, danger, destruction, and recovery. As we reach the end of this journey, one truth becomes clear. The most mysterious places on our planet are not always the farthest away, but the ones we choose not to understand. Thank you for exploring these strange islands, and remember, the world still holds many secrets waiting to be discovered.